Okay, so let's start to make the inside of this window frame here. If you have a quick peek over in preview, we'll see that there's a kind of extruded area here, and then we've got these kind of lines here. So, okay, then we've got the frame parts here. So let's do that. So we need to be in probably shaded mode is best. So Z on the keyboard, and then I'm just going to press N because that gets rid of my transform area over here. Okay, and then Control Tab into face mode, and then what I want to do is right click, shift right click, right click, oops, shift right click, because basically what we want to do is select all of these inside faces. That's the plan. Okay. Right. So all of these are now selected. Okay. So I'm going to press 1 on the keyboard. And then I'm going to extrude, so press E to extrude. And then press escape, otherwise it goes crazy like this, which is fine sometimes, but for what we want to do, we want to escape first. And then press S to scale. Okay. I have this problem where it's kind of scaling around individual faces. So I'm going to press escape again. If we come down here, along here into the bar across here, we'll see that there's a pop-up window here, and this tells us which, this gives us the option of where to effectively scale these from, at what point. And at the moment it's set to individual origins. So what we need to do is set it to bounding box center. Okay, so when we scale now, it will come in like so. So maybe, perhaps about, if I'm looking left and right side, maybe about that much. Maybe about there. Might just take it out a little bit. If you want to be really fine tuned, you can press Shift and it will slow down. So around about there, and then I want to press S again to scale, but this time on the Z axis, the blue axis. So Z, and then can press Shift again, and then make it so it's kind of just about kind of the same all the way around. Okay, then we'll check our image. So we've got, yeah, about that much. I think maybe we could do a bit more. So let's press 1 again, press S, just bring it in just a bit more, pressing Shift if you want to be exact, and then press S again, and then Z, just to kind of even it out. Okay, so now I've got the inside area here. What we want to do is press A to deselect all of those, and now what we're going to do is make these middle, kind of this middle section of the cross here. So what we need to do is we need to select this face here in the middle of our latest extrusion, and I'm going to press 1 again, and I'm going to zoom out. And then with the mouse quite high up here, I'm going to press E to extrude, and then push this down to around about here. Okay, and then I'm going to press Q, and what Q does for me, if you remember, was view selected. You might have numpad and dot, which is fine. If you want to change this, you just need to right click and go to change shortcut, and it gives you the option to change the shortcut. But I'm going to press Q for now, and what that does is zooms me straight into the area that is selected. Okay, and we can see these are slightly off actually, but we can fix that quite easily. So let's press Z so we can see through this, and let's delete this face. So press X, faces, and then delete this face also. Press X, faces. And then we need to go into vertex mode, so we need to Control Tab into vertex, and then what we're going to do is we're going to right click on here, and then we're going to shift right click on here, and then we're going to go to press the Alt key down and press M for mother, and we get these options here, right? And what we need to do is we need to merge it to the last selected vertex. Okay, so it now merges these two together. We do the same over here. Okay, so right click, shift right click, and the other way that we can do this is if we go to mesh, and we go to merge at the top here, yeah, Alt M, it will give us the same menu, merge to last. So right click, shift right click, Alt M, and then shift, right click, shift right click, and then Alt M. Okay, now these are all merged, so if I select this one vertex you can see that it's all merged, so it's all a really tight mesh, which is just what we need. Now then, next up we've got to do these ones. I'll just press Z so I can see what I'm doing. So next up we've got these ones here to do, so I'm going to go into face mode, so Control Tab into face mode, and now what we don't have here are we don't have any edges along here, so we're going to have to make some edges along here. So let's start off. Let's extrude this one out first. So let's extrude this face, E to extrude, and we'll just pull it along to maybe around about here. Okay, and we'll do the same from the other side. Press extrude to about here. Okay, so then let's press number 1 on the keyboard, because what we're going to do is make 2 loop cuts here. Okay, so I'm going to just deselect that by pressing A and then Control R. Okay, now this gives us 1. We need 2, so we're going to move the mouse wheel forwards, and then press left mouse button. And I'm going to scale these down a little bit, but oops, sorry, excuse me, I'm not going to scale them down at all. I'm going to go into vertex mode, so Control Tab vertex mode, and then I'm going to deselect all them, and then I'm going to press the B key, and I'm going to drag select over these 2 here. Okay, these 4 sets of vertices. Now then, something that's just occurred to me. I'm in shaded mode at the moment, we can see. Now I've just dragged selected around these, and we can see that there's a problem when it's in shaded mode. So I've only selected the front faces here, the front vertices, sorry. So when we're doing this, we must remember and be in wireframe mode, which is in Z. So let's try that again. B, select. And then I'm going to scale them, but I'm going to scale them down on the Z axis. So I'm going to press S and then Z until around about the right spot. Okay. And then we can use a little bit of exactment here. Okay. So I'll just press A to deselect. Right, now I'm going to bring my my transform panel back, okay, by pressing N on the keyboard. And what we want to do is we want to find out how high up this vertex is. Okay, so I'm going to press B and just drag select around there. And we can see on Z that it's 237, minus 0.237. And if we do the other one, let's just have a look, press B, minus 0.237. Okay, so we know that this is minus 0.237. I press A. Now if I border select around here by pressing B, this is minus 0.233. So I need to change that to minus 237, like that. Okay, and the same goes under here as well. So if I just drag select around here, 260 this one is. So just make sure the other one's 260, which it is indeed. So I press A, and then press B, 263 this one is. Oops. So 260. Now they're exactly the same distance now. So we can go in quite happily. I'm just going to press N to get rid of my transform panel again. I'm going to go into face mode, so Control Tab into face, and then I'm going to select that face, and then I'm going to Shift select that one, and that one. So I'm pressing the Shift key down and multiple selecting. And then I'm going to press X, and I'm going to delete faces. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same as what we did further down now, and connect these vertices. So I'm going to go to Control Tab Vertex, and then you know the rest. Select one vertex, Shift click the next one, and then Alt and M last. So start off with the one on there, Shift click the one on the stem, Alt M last, and then just repeat. Okay, and then what we end up with is a completely cohesive mesh that is going to texture right, and it's not going to cause any problems if we decide to add detail and smooth it and things. It's just all going to be hunky-dory, if you like. Okay, so I'm just going to tab out of edit mode and click Z, so we've got full. And do you know, I actually think this is just a little bit too thin. So I think what I might do is just scale this out a little bit so it's a bit thicker. So I'm going to press S, and I'm going to scale it along the Y axis, which is the green one. So let's just puff it out a little bit. Maybe there, maybe a bit more. That's okay, so I'm in object mode, so I've tabbed out of edit mode, I'm in object mode. I'm going to shift click the top layer with my Gatehouse on, and I'm just going to kind of see how it looks. I might press 5 on the keyboard just to get perspective mode, and then I might press A just to deselect it so you can see what it's looking like. Okay, it's coming along, I think. Cool, okay.